Hey everybody, it's Brickwaffle again. We are back on Ark Survival Evolved on the Block Farmers server, and today I have a fun new announcement for you guys. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you've probably heard my mouse spam when I'm fighting things like alphas. I have a new mouse. Check it out. Right up close to you. That's right next to the mic. You can barely hear it. If I put it back where I normally use it, I bet you guys can't hear that at all, can you? That's going to be a really, really big help for the channel. It's going to make the videos a lot nicer, and I will put a link to that down in the description. It was a very inexpensive mouse I got on Amazon. It's wireless, and I'm not thrilled about that, but you know, it's going to work. And if I have to replace the batteries every now and then, it's fine. I'm sure at some point, if we keep doing the series long enough, you'll find me in a cave or fighting an alpha, and my mouse will die, and I'll get killed, and it'll be mad. It'll be bad. I'll be mad. Yeah, all those things are true. But for now, I'm willing to put up with that risk. It's fine, and this is going to make the videos a lot nicer for you guys, I think, especially the fighting videos. But today we want to take a couple of looks at, take a look at a couple of things, and a couple of looks at the same thing maybe. There we go, 1, 2, okay. Enough looks at the greenhouse. We want to work a little bit more on some events for the server. So in the last episode we talked about setting up the amazing race. We think we're going to try to do that here soon. We have a date that is tentative right now. I'm just trying to make sure we can get all the block farmers and Atokadate folks on at the same time. Think we're going to probably do that over a couple of hours, and that means it'll come out in a couple of parts. So you'll have more than one episode of that once we get it all recorded. That'll be awesome. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and you know we'll be okay to kind of fix things on the way if things don't go quite right. We'll make some adjustments as we go. But I was looking on Reddit to see if there were some other ideas that people had about events that would be fun. You know, building mazes. Okay, that'd be kind of cool. You know, it'd take a while to do that. It'd be hard, and the person who built it obviously couldn't go through the maze. That would kind of defeat the purpose. But it would be neat. Some archery and spear contests for throwing at targets. That'd be kind of cool. There's some paintings out there right now that you can put from like arcpaint.net. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. You can put that on a flag or on a painting and try to throw it at canvas. We can also do some other kind of games, some kind of PvP games. Even though we're on a PvE server, we could use trank darts or trank arrows, clubs, and try to knock each other unconscious. Especially, again, I'm going to give credit to Slipgator because I watch his channel a lot. I watched him, and I think it was XB Crafted. They went through and did the same sort of contest. They used an old base, they ran through, they shot each other trank arrows, and it's basically one shot, one kill, because the person goes unconscious, but then you don't have to worry about respawning. You just wake up when it wears off. I think that'd be kind of fun as well. So we'd have to build an arena for that. Obviously, some other kind of races would be fun on different kinds of dinos. And then, of course, gladiator events. That's the really easy one. Either person or tribe versus a specific dino, or versus each other. So that'd be kind of cool too if you want to do kind of Pokemon style, build an arena, bring your best dinos, and throw them at each other and see who wins, maybe for some kind of prizes. So we're going to do a little bit of that as well. And I know I've been standing here kind of looking at the wall and talking to you guys, but I wanted to make sure I looked at my notes and had all of that stuff out there. So again, credit to this Reddit thread, and I'll put a link to that down in the description as well. But I think what we want to do is check on our resources and see what we need to gather to make some of these things happen. So I'm going to do a couple of quick checks of our inventory here, and I will be right back. Alright, so we're back, and I have an idea for another event. It wasn't one of the ones I listed, but it's sort of a twist on Capture the Flag. If you guys have played first-person shooters before, and you probably have if you're watching our Ark Survival Evolved videos, one of the kind of games you can do is a defend the base idea. So what I was thinking is that we would craft up a bunch of C4 and issue that out, and then we can work on building a base to do this, a kind of an arena for that. Now, there's two reasons for that. One is this sounds like it could be a fun game, and also I've heard that crafting C4 is actually pretty good experience, and of course we're trying to get to level 80 so we can get on Quetzal platform saddles and a few other cool things. So it looks like I've got quite a bit of this stuff already. I've got a fair amount of crystal. I can make almost 10 of these, but I need to gather some more crystal. I've got more cementing paste, actually, I think, in the vault. It's really going to be the gunpowder and the electronics, and even the electronics aren't too bad. So I'm going to do, I think, no, that's not the right chest. I'm going to do some harvesting so I can get some more silica pearls. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just alphabeticalize it. Yep, that's not it. It's not alphabetize, it's alphabeticalize. That's right. And so we're going to put that out here as well. Let's put that in here. I need to put that stuff away. How many of those can we make with that much cementing paste? So at 5 each, that's going to be quite a bit. Really, it's going to be crystal, polymer, and electronics, which is, like I said, mostly just silica pearls. So let's see how many. I got 100 silica pearls in here. There's 3 of those each and a metal ingot. Okay, so I'm going to get pearls. I'm going to get polymer, probably organic polymer. That means a trip up to the northern area. So I'm going to get geared up, and I will be back in just a little bit. Alright, coming back with the last little bit here. Let's go ahead and land, and I think if I did all my timing right, then we should have everything we need to make 20 C4 charges. So let's drop off some organic polymer here. Put all that in there. All that in the fabricator. Ooh, I wonder if I'm going to have enough space. Let's see, so each of these should have, yep, take all. Oh, I guess I'd get the second one first. What did I hit? Yeah, I hit them out of order. Okay, take all. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, and if that, oop, yep, nope, wrong thing. 15, and what did I have? 55 slots, and that's going to give me, oh, that's going to be right at 70. Fantastic. Okay, so let's turn this thing on. Let's turn this thing on. No, there it goes. Craft 20 C4 charge. All right, well. C4 doesn't turn out to be worth quite as much XP as I was hoping for, but you know what? That's okay. It's going to work for now. I need to see what the detonators take. Are those under weapons, maybe? Explosive? Yeah, C4 detonators. So we're going to need more electronics and more metal ingots for that. We do have the polymer and the crystal to make a couple of those, and cementing paste for sure. Electronics, I think I'm going to be out of silica pearls, but I can go check and see if I have any more left in there. But that's okay. We can wait until make the detonators when we get a little bit closer. That's all right. Not too worried about that. But for now, we do have some leftover polymer. Did that take polymer? It does. Maybe I should go ahead and try to do that right now if I can make the electronics as well. And that way, because organic polymer decays over time, I won't have to worry about that. Chemicals and compounds. I got a little bit more. That's going to be, I think it was 50 for each detonator. So that's one. Awesome. And I do have some more backup gunpowder as well. So that's going to be fine. And let's see, throw that in there. There. Turn on, composites, and I'm out of metal, aren't I? Yep. Alright, let's go grab some metal. Metal, stone and metal. Do I have metal in here? Please tell me I have metal. Oh, good, I do have metal in here. Let's grab 1.5. No, 1.5. Whatever, that's fine. 302. Oh, no, it's not fine. Too much. What's our weight at? 409. Let's take half of that again. 359. That's going to be slow, but it'll work. 250. I know that's more than I need for these detonators, but that's okay. I can leave it in here for the next thing we have to craft. So weapons, explosives, and let's, oh, nope, not yet. Jump the gun. Composites, electronics. I need, how many did I need 50? I know I gotta go back and check it again. That seems high. 50 electronics, so I can make exactly one detonator right now. That is crazy expensive. Okay, well no, because we already have 38. That's gonna be, what, 89? So I only need 11 more. Is that... It's going to be a pearls holdup, I think. Let's come back in here and double check, make sure I didn't get any other pearls somewhere else. Nope. Okay. So we might have to go back and get some more pearls. I'm not going to do that this episode. I've already spent enough time crafting this stuff up. But you guys get the idea. You know what we're trying to do here. I'm going to let that finish. I'm going to craft a detonator. And then I'm going to craft a few building pieces, probably thatch structures. And we are going to pick a spot to maybe start constructing the arena. And I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, we are back, and we're headed towards the big flat mesa that we have usually been hunting quetzals at in the past. I've been here a few times. I've never really seen anything terribly scary out here. Of course, now they say that must be like an Alpha Rex or something. And I think it's going to be flat enough to do what we want to do out here as well. So one thing that I want to do is, with any kind of arena that we build, we don't want to use anything we're going to do the C4 arena to also do like dino fights, because then we'll have to rebuild it. The C4 arena is going to be kind of a one-time deal. It's going to be, everybody can use their regular spears, whatever else. They're going to get one C4 charge. They're going to have to get close enough to place it on the target and then blow it up. Those extra C4 charges are just for me to have fun with, so, and hopefully to get more experience. This area has quite a few rocks that we would have to clear out, and that's going to make it a little bit problematic. I think my phone just tried to respond to me talking. Yeah, this isn't terrible right here. I'm just trying to think if this is flat enough for us to put foundations on. It's got a little bit of a curve. Certainly wouldn't want to golf on it. The other option is kind of across the way over this direction. There's another kind of mesa area. I'm looking for something flat. Now, actually down here wouldn't be bad either. There's sarcos and snakes, though. That's going to be the challenge, is keeping stuff out of here. Now, once we get the basic part built, we can convert this to stone, and then whatever with the snakes and sarcos, they're not going to be able to do anything about it. but it is going to make it a little harder for me to construct in the beginning. Oop, there's a bug. Okay, yep. Stupid bug. There's another one? Yeah, okay. Well, all the ants are dead. Yeah, I think the flatter spots are also going to be kind of tricky because there's always stuff here. Like this spot right down here is great. It's nice and flat. We could do it for sure, but you don't get to have parasaurs walking through your arena and snakes and all sorts of things. That's going to be a problem for us. Let's grab this snake on the way. Nope. Thought we had a snake. Maybe not. Where was the other place? Let me just flap a little bit. I think it's right in front of me. Yeah. What color is that? Blue? Nah. This other area here is not far from our base either, and that's also fairly flat. Let's go. Oh, I suddenly do have a snake with me. That's weird. Oh, he's like hovering way underneath me now, so far that I can't even attack him. Alright, goodbye, snake. So, what about this area? Is this going to be flat enough? One of these two spots. I'm looking for something that I can build on pretty easily. I mean, I don't mind clearing stuff out, but also that's going to be kind of central. I mean, if we look at the map here, no, that's really just towards me. That's fine, because I'm going to be the one building it. Other people can come travel to it. It won't be that big of a deal. At least it's in the right direction to be shared, and I think this might be a little bit better option. It's looking pretty good so far, but it's always hard to tell because stuff doesn't render in until you're right on top of it. That area is not bad, where that parasaur is walking. This area is not terrible either. This, I think, is going to do I think this is going to do nicely. So let's go over here, and yeah, we're going to have to clear some rocks. Should have brought an anklet with me. Oh, but see, now there's this big divot over here. I don't know that this is really any better. Let's take one quick peek up here. It's always hard to find a spot to do this stuff, because at a distance, everything looks nice and flat and level. And when you get up here, you realize it's not quite as level as it looks. Nobody's built in the grasslands. This might be the perfect place to build an arena. We're going to have to use a combination of platforms, or ceilings and thatch foundations, that sort of thing. There's a Carno out here. Let's see if we can grab him and deal with him as well. Hey guy, I can pick you up with a Quetzal, can't I? Yep. And you're big enough that I can attack you while I've got you grabbed. Or could stop responding? There it goes. Hopefully that's not the new wireless mouse. I don't like that. But yeah, I think this is going to be okay if I can find a good spot. All of them have the same real challenge, though. Alright, I'm going to keep looking around a little bit, and then I'll be back with you guys when I have a good spot picked out. Alright, this is going to be the spot. I know it's not any more level, I know there's stuff to clear, but I also just thought that, you know, we could put a viewing station up there so that people could stand up on the cliff and see down into the arena if they're not participating. And that idea is cool enough with me. I think we're going to go with it. Let's take a drink from our canteen here, and then let's grab a few things. So how many of these can we carry? Probably 20 of those, no problem. And we're going to drop down here and whoop, press a button. We're going to press all the buttons and put this on... I don't need my trank gun right now. Let's put that on number 4. So where about do we want to have our first part of this arena? I think I'm going to have to clear a little space out. I'm not going to do all of this on camera just because it's going to be tedious to watch me break stuff. I'll do this first part though. Clear out a couple stones and trees and things. There it goes. And then our first platform needs to be where if you were up there, you would want to kind of be parallel with it. So let's put that down right there. How's that? Good? I think so. So if I've got 40 of these things, that could be a 20 by 20 platform, or it could be slightly, you know, plus shaped or something else too. Let's just see how far we can get with these foundations. Whoop, ugh. I'm going to do a lot of that, I'm sure. Press the wrong area. Let's see how far I can go before they start sinking into the ground and not allowing me to place them. That's pretty promising, actually. Ooh, I'm very impressed. I like it. That's probably enough. Yeah, look at that. Good, good, good. And how far can we go this way? That one. Wow. $19 across, of course. Oh, no, 18 across. Let's go ahead and break a couple of these. I don't really need that many. 17 and 16, I think that's right. 16 across. Is that right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, 16 across. And then, oh yeah, 20 by 20 would be 400 brick waffle, not 40. I'm sure you guys were shouting at me. You guys know me. I'm not good at math. It's fine. I don't need to be good at math. I don't really need to be good at arc, thank God. Alright, let's see. That's okay, because if I have to make 400 thatch foundations, I'm going to level. I guarantee it. Let's grab 21 more of those things, or 20 more of those things, whatever it ends up being. Nope, don't shoot the platforms. This one is definitely not going to be able to put all of those foundations down. I'm probably only going to be able to go, yeah, that far. Not too far at all. Let's just fill in as much of this as we can and see where it stops snapping and see what that looks like. I'm not even going to be able to finish all of that off. So let's come down to the other end over here and see how far I can go from this other end. There's that one. That one. Of course, we'll have to break this rock. There we go. Whoop. Hey, yeah, let's jump. There. There. Let's put that away. Can I harvest any of you guys? No, I know you can be harvested. Go away. Bamboo. And I can't place another one that way. Okay, so that's about as far as I can go with foundations. And that one's actually kind of floating a little bit. Can I go all the way across this way? I can't. So where does it snap again? That's not too bad. We're just trying to find out the edges of where it snaps. So there. Clear this out. Not that way. And that doesn't snap over here for some reason. Okay. So that's as far as it goes there. Let's get this stuff. I know, there's a lot of clearing that I have to do. We'll get a little bit of metal that way as well. I can't get on this. Okay, yep. Why can I not get on that? Okay, there we go. Because I'm terrible. Alright. And I can make one more of those. Awesome. Can't go there, but it can go here. Alright, so that's a little bit weird, but let's take Kukulkan up here and see if we can see how big that would be. I want to get a good sense of it from that other cliff. Alright, so if we come up here, let's pretend like we were spectators in whatever arena we were going to use this for. We're hanging out up here watching people getting ready to do battle. Maybe with a little platform and some guardrails. That's a pretty good size. I think that's a pretty good size. So that's as far as we can go. Now, if that's 16 across, and we went back 16, that's a pretty good size square. It doesn't have to be a square, but I think that's going to be easier because then if we ever decide we need more obstacles and things, we can do that. So the next part is going to be a lot of ceilings, and then that's going to be pillars, and what I will probably do is end up breaking all of those foundations that I made and doing the whole thing with ceilings. So I'm going to try to do that, and then I'll show you guys when I have that square platform built. Be right back. Okay, so that's what a 16 by 16 platform would look like if it was all ceilings. It's a little bit odd because, you know, one corner, you know, the pillars are kind of lined up on odds, the other ones are evens, but it does give a kind of a nice grid system, actually. And we can always stack pillars on top of that. In fact, even if we do this out of thatch, I'll probably end up using wooden platforms just stacked on top so they're flush with the top of that and you won't see the pillar tops at all. Now, in order to do that, I would need to make 256 total thatch foundations, minus the 16 on one end, 15 on the other, 31 I've already placed. So 256 minus 31, 225 more platforms, something like that. That's a lot of thatch gathering. And that would be just for the base platform, not to mention any of the walls, any of the wood. This is not going to be something we do in one episode, I don't think, for sure. I just don't have the time to gather that kind of material. But what I can do, though, is clear out the rest of this area, and I don't think anything will spawn back there. I'm not going to do that on camera either. I just wanted to have the area laid out. And this is going to be something that we work on in between episodes, maybe, and we'll come back and do a few things. I'm not going to build any more of the platform, I think, on camera. But once I have that up and it's all wood, and I'll bring back some wooden walls and we can set up some obstacles, some multiple entrance points. We'll have to do multiple stories if we're going to make this the little PvP area, so people can run around and have a pretty good sized place to shoot each other. Obviously, if we did a dino arena, we would not want to use thatch or even wood, because if somebody brings in dinos and they start attacking each other, they're going to smash up well, if they're not from a Tokodate, they're going to smash up the base. So we don't want to do that. We want to find a natural area for a dino arena, and there's a couple of good options out there already. Stonehenge is the obvious one that comes to mind, but that I don't think we necessarily need to build anything for. We can just set that event up and tell people, bring your dinos, come here at this time and location, and we'll fight to the death. Alright, so that's going to be it for what we're doing on that project right now. I do have, I'm glad I stopped motion when I did it. I do have a few more resources from breaking some of these extra platforms and whatnot. I'm going to leave the building supplies on Kukulkan here, and I'm going to put the rest of this stuff back in our base so that we can save it. Alright, so let me go back and drop this stuff off, and I'll be back with you guys again in just a minute. Yeah, you guys didn't really think I was going to craft up that much C4 and not use it this episode, did you? Of course that's what I'm going to do. Let's throw a few of these down here. Hey guys, come on. Oh no, I know that's plenty. Come on. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Throw a couple more of those. Oh wow, those guys are tough and fast. That's dangerous. There it goes. Awesome. Now I know we're not getting a ton of XP for that, but that is just fun. I just had to do it. Let's get some of these things. Okay. There's some meat and hide that we don't even care about. We're going to feed it to Kukulkan when we get back. But hunting with C4, such a waste of materials. It's so funny. I hope you guys like this. I'm going to do a little bit more of that. I've got a few more charges to make up. Don't worry, I'll craft more before we do our big event. Hey, what are you doing up there, weird snake? Hey. Hey, what did I just say? Oh, level 80. Dang. You're mad. Oh, I don't like that. Hey. Don't get me stuck. You're gonna end up like your friends. Where are you? Hey, come here. Come here, bat. Okay, or hide back there. That's good too, I guess. Can I shoot you in your butt? Are you stuck in the rock? What's happening out there? Why are you running? You're just leaving. Okay. Well, that's no fun. I need to not run past that thing and forget I placed it there. I don't want to detonate it because there's nothing back here yet. Hey, random guys. How's that going? How's that going for you? Oh, not great. How about that one? There we go. Much better. Hunting with C4. Hey, here's a spider. Hey, spider. Hey, spider. No, don't you try to web me. Oop, there you go. That is ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to save these last few, but of course I had to do that on camera. I want to make sure you guys actually saw what C4 does. It's really silly to hunt dinos with it. I know it's a waste of materials. That's alright. It's a lot of fun against structures, but on a PvE server we don't have nearly as many chances to do that. Alright, so that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you guys liked that episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. If you really liked it, then please subscribe. And as always, I've been Brickwaffle. Thank you for watching.